Welcome back, everyone, to this week's edition of our Friday Checkout. I'm your host, Brian Fish, and as always, I'm joined by my executive producer, Tyler Alexander. Tyler, happy Friday. How are you?
Happy Friday. I'm doing good. Just had a
dealing with the rain. Happy Friday.
It's raining
that was a slow response. You're a little tired.
Yeah, I got a selfie.
It's been a long week for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been very, very busy. So, we've had a nice and busy week. We kicked off the week Tuesday. We dropped the episode that we did in Northern Ireland with St. Agnes's Choral Society for Come From Away. I got a bunch of DMs and stuff from all sorts of people. I think everyone really loved that episode.
Yeah, it was a great episode.
It was edited beautifully, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, especially the drone shot that you got of the lyric. I didn't realize you got that while we were there, but that looked amazing.
Right? Very sneaky with it.
We love the drone. But then we had a two for this week. We actually recorded 2 interviews, which we usually don't do. So we interviewed Tonya Schmitt, who will be on the podcast next week. And then yesterday we got to sit down with Michael Russell from Malama Capital. And I could have talked to him for 3 hours yesterday.
Both those conversations were
could have actually probably done even longer than that.
Yeah, right. You and Michael were really
great. I'm looking forward to Tanya's next week, though. Oh no. Well, he's kind of like Scott, where he can just talk. Like he can just keep the information going.
He's got a really interesting story too. He's just like kind of how he got to where he is and stuff like that too. I think the listeners are gonna really enjoy kind of the whole story about him.
Do you want to move to Hawaii now after that conversation?
You know, I've never been to Hawaii, so I feel like Hawaii and me would have a great relationship. Yeah.
Well, they're very chill down there. They aren't in a hurry for anything. So
that's what it seems like.
Yeah, no, he was talking about the fact there's like 10,000
where I'm at now.
There's like, right. Well, he was talking like there's 10,000 people that live in like his like town, and he can basically everybody knows everybody, which makes sense if there's only 10,000 people. But no, I haven't been to Hawaii in several years. I'd love to go back, but I actually was supposed to go to Hawaii post-COVID, had reservations, and then the hotel called, and obviously they saw that I was an employee. So the hotel called and they said, is there any possible way you could please not come? Because it was so busy after COVID and they were short staffed. And then there were so many, they had been inundated with like regular guests that they were like,
oh man,
the lady, I remember her telling me, you'll have a horrible time.
She was really trying to get you out of there.
Yeah, she did not want us to come. She's like, you'll wait forever for restaurants. It was insane. But, no, and it's been nice. Like now I've been home. I think we've been back, I think 2 weeks. I haven't been traveling at all. And, like last night I was laying on the sofa and I realized I'm like, as much as my dogs drive me crazy, they're actually kind of cute.
Yeah. Right. You spent
so that's where I think of the zoo. It's like, if I put my dog in a cage, it wouldn't go well. I know. I'm like, they like me again. They like me again.
They know who you are.
There's somebody here during the day to feed them, I think is what they, exactly. So have you ever, do you spend any time on Reddit?
You know, I used to back in the day, but I feel like Reddit has just gotten so like insane with like opinions. Like it used to be like a good source of information. Oh, yeah. Like you could find some like hidden reviews and they're not like paid for reviews. They're like pretty honest. And it's like these people opening up these forums that you can be like, okay, well, that seems like something that's useful knowledge. Now it's just like you go in there and it's like the craziest thing you've ever heard about like the most normal daily activity. Like someone having like some crazy experience in the grocery store and then like going through all this and then like they start going through their life problems. It's like, I don't know what Reddit has turned into, but it is a very interesting place still.
Yeah. Well, I've never understood when people talk about the dark web, but I'm starting to think that Reddit could potentially be the dark web.
That's like the gateway into the
dark web. Yeah. It has to be, because I've become addicted to like reading all these crazy these things on it. But I love a good hotel review. In all fairness, shout out to Michael Russell. We were talking yesterday and he had gone to tour a hotel and was talking about TripAdvisor reviews, which got me thinking. I was like, oh yeah, I bet there's some really good stuff on Reddit to go look at. So last night I'm like, I got to go do a deep dive on Reddit to see what these reviews are. And oh my God, Tyler, people post like, now keep in mind, they've posted this on like TripAdvisor. So they've gone to like a non-Reddit site, taken the time, written all about it, and then they go to Reddit to be like, you people need to see this, and then they like expand on it as well, which they just ramble, but to your point, they just talk about all sorts of crazy shit that I guess it's a way to share it.
Diary.
I feel like most of them need a journal. Yeah, that's what they're using it for, basically, a personal diary. But like, there's this one from a year ago. So this is October of 2024. And I just want to picture the person. Like, when I read it, just in your mind, you got to come up with, what is this person's vibe?
I'll give a demographic.
Amelia, this is the title. Exactly. This is the title is Amelia doing the entertainment is a slapper. Now, I think, is this like some sort of throwback term to like the 20s or something? And then I was like, oh no, that's a flapper. But yeah. I wouldn't go to this hotel if you're going with your partner. If so, watch out for Amelia, who does the hotel entertainment with her mate. She has ruined my 3-year relationship with my partner by her constant flirting with him. Now, this is where I think it gets even better. Like, that's enough. I feel like there's more to the story. There obviously is. I actually caught her and my partner kissing in the pool room when she knew. Oh, and the grammar's fantastic. When she knew we was a couple. I mean, you could have used some grammar check here. Like, we was a couple.
That's crazy.
Bang, out of order. So thanks to Amelia for wrecking my relationship with my fella, Fella. Nothing but disgusting, not very professional in my eyes. So watch out, ladies. And she stayed at this hotel in September of 2024. The trip type was for couples. Now, first of all, picture, like, you can only picture.
Okay, so
you can only imagine who this must be.
My picture of this is like, you know, the girl who went on Dr. Phil, and she's like, how about that? How about that? Do you remember her at all?
I think so. Yes. That's probably exactly what this is.
Person I imagine.
100%.
But
now here's what I find very disturbing. Very disturbing.
Yeah.
Two people found this review helpful.
Amelia's on a rampage.
Amelia's on a rampage. And then there's this other guy. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I wonder who's booking these too. Like, is it the husbands? Is it the fellas? Is it the girls? Like, I'm sure some of these guys. I wonder who it's helpful for too. Is it helpful for the fellas, or is it helpful for the ladies?
That's my question. Who is it helped? Like, and that's the problem. You can't, like, if you go to the review, you can't actually see the people because I want to see who actually clicked the button that said this was helpful. And then there was this other one that's actually from right before COVID. We won't be able, we have to censor out the middle of this. We won't be able to say the whole thing, which makes it even better. This was obviously in Europe because they're talking about euros, but the title is Bollocks, which for those of you who don't know is, I believe, English slang for male genitalia. From February 2020, walked in, pimped out with 600 in the pocket. 2 hours later, after I hope was a woman, had her finger in my, which we cannot say. We just can't say it. I hope it was a finger. Anyway, it's all a scam. 600 euro, gone. My Armani watch, gone. Now, this is where I'm very confused. I'd rather have a Tom Hank in my hotel room.
Okay, what's that referring to? That's my question. Like, is that an older man?
I don't know. It must be. But I'm like, I don't understand. That first you have this woman doing God only knows what. Only one person found that review helpful.
I would thank God. At least someone found it helpful.
Right? I mean, you're going to go to this hotel and you're not going to know what the hell's going to happen to you.
Watch. That's my question is, all right, at what point did you lose your Armani watch? Was it when, You were having some stuff inserted, or
this is my thing. And the thing is, like, I have, like, this sounds crazy, but this shit happens. So, like, I will never ever forget when I first moved to Phoenix. It's been long enough now, so we can totally talk about this story, folks. But it would have been October of 2014. I am the general manager at the Crown Plaza Phoenix North. And there's a person at like 7:30 in the morning that is demanding to speak to the general manager. So the front office manager comes and gets me, and I go out there, and I will never forget. Oh my God, I can't even get to, because it's just like, it's so like, it's horrible. I go out to the lobby, and there's these wonderful two elderly ladies sitting on like one sofa. And then across from them is this gentleman that I'm waiting for. And I walk up to him, and in the hotel business or any hospitality or customer service type thing, when you are expecting to have a bad confrontation with someone, you want to move the person away from the group. So I walk up to this gentleman. I'm trying to get him to move away. He does not want to move. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't know where this is going to go, but hopefully not too much. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, well, these two women look like they might be they're definitely pensioners. They're definitely elderly. They're seniors. Hopefully they can't hear very well. This man starts off by telling me that he doesn't want to go anywhere because he's in a hurry, number one, which she'll find out funny in a moment. Then tells me, and I did see it, like he had a black eye. And I said, he goes, well, I need to complain to you. And I said, oh, well, what happened? Can you tell me what happened? He goes, your hooker hit me.
You said the Crown Plaza hooker?
I know. I'm like, and I'm like, I was like, excuse me? He goes, and then he repeats it. But the second time he says it louder, that, your hooker punched me.
Like, this is going up the ladder. This is going straight corporate. Like,
right. I'm like, and so I trying to be PC as possible with this guy and try to explain also, because now I've noticed that these women, they can totally hear, because they are now glued
That's so funny.
to our conversation. So I responded to him. I said, so you would like for me to call the police because you've been assaulted?
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing I could think of to say, because I'm thinking, well, he goes, no, I don't have time for that. I have to go get my kid so I can take them to school.
Oh my God, this guy has a child too.
I know. And so then I'm thinking, okay, so number one, you've come to the hotel, which I get it. Like, I work in the hotel business. Like, we see it all the time. And they're not even hookers half the time. It's just people like out to have a good time at lunch or something. Like, it happens. But he then proceeds to tell me that he's in a hurry and he expected to be able to come over, and he was supposed to be able to get some sort of massage. Thank God didn't go into any detail. But she hit him because he was $5 short, and our ATM, I think, wasn't working, so he couldn't get more money out of the ATM. And as he's ranting and raving at me about this, he then says, you know what? I've had enough. I just wanted to let you know that, you need to know that this happened, and I got to go pick up my kid so I can take him to school so he's not late for school.
Well, that's a crazy...
And just walks out the front door.
That's crazy to air out your laundry like that. In a hotel lobby to the staff.
I know. This is my thing. Who says this to somebody? Because honestly, I don't know about you. I've never hired a hooker. I'm assuming if you hire a hooker, you want to have the exact change.
And another thing is too, I'm assuming if he's going through with this and they're a little bit more on the elderly side, my first assumption was this is probably not your first time doing this.
No. Well, this guy, probably late 30s or early 40s.
I'm just confused at why he thought you were the person to talk to about this entire situation.
Why am I not the customer service department for the
GM
Crown Plaza
pimp.
hooker?
Brian Fish, GM/pimp.
Right? But the best part is this guy has stormed out the front door, and then these two ladies are just staring at me. I didn't have anything else to say other than I just looked straight at them. I was like, ladies, good morning. And just for the record, not my hooker. And one of the ladies goes, It's like, exactly, not my hooker. But yeah. So it's like when people write all this crazy stuff like on Reddit about their hotel experiences and stuff, I could totally believe it happening 100%. And they'll tell everybody because those people will tell.
I wonder too, there needs to be like a case study done on Reddit, like common posters and stuff too. And the funny thing about Reddit posts too is like some of these posts are so dated, but like I'll occasionally like run into something that like I'll be like, oh, like maybe I can Google search this, and Reddit will be one of the first things that pops up with like something to solve an issue that I'm running into, whether it be with like some software, like just anything, and like with a review. And I'll go to it. The review's like 7-8 years old. And the funny thing is you'll see comments that are like 6 years after the post. And they're like, thanks so much for this. And I'm like, how is this helpful? Like, it has been half a decade.
But people, I know, but it's like that's where I'm like, these people like that one that's from like 5 years ago, and then it's like someone, but people are commenting on it, like you're saying, like recently, and the fact that they keep all this stuff on there for 10 years,
it's wild,
is insane. But I've become addicted to it, though. I like have gone down a rabbit hole, like just reading all these crazy people's posts and thinking, like this is not. And in my mind, I'm like, this is not a place for children.
It'd be like, you need a 18 or older entry pass.
Yeah. But no, the travel things, like we're definitely going to have to like keep sourcing out more material from Reddit for the show, because I'm like, the fact that people are because it's not even the fact that they take the time to write about it. It's the fact that they overshare, number one. And then number two, a lot of times they're writing about something that they also shared on a different public website. Like, here,
to go more in depth about this TripAdvisor review.
Like I didn't share enough over here, so let me go and share more over here. But then also, do you think the person writing the review is the more interesting person, or is it the person that found it helpful? I kind of am like, I want to know, did you find it helpful? Because if you did, I would love to meet you.
I feel like there needs to be a description about why this person found it helpful, because the fact that if someone was like, I also was searching for Amelia 5 years down the road, and I found out that this issue was going to, or like this saved the day because I found Amelia trying to take my husband back into the corner or something like that. The Amelia thing is crazy.
The pool room. I love it. The pool room.
All wet in the pool room.
Her fella. Fella. Oh, Lord. Well, I think we need to go have a wonderful weekend. It is Friday. We are done for the week. And next week, we've got Tonya Schmitt coming on Tuesday. And then I believe the week after that, we'll have Michael Russell on. And if you haven't checked out this week's episode that dropped with St. Agnes's Choral Society, make sure that you go check it out. Tyler did a bang up job with this one. It's beautifully shot. The edit is fantastic. Not that he doesn't do a great job all the time, but this one was extra special. Like it was very cinematic. I was very impressed.
The theater, we had to give a little cinematic vibe with the theater shots.
Exactly. And I think we have a new trailer for the show coming out soon too. That'll be dropping. So be sure if you, again, if you haven't watched this week, go watch it on YouTube or check it out on any of the podcast platforms. And then otherwise, we will see all of you back here on Tuesday with the next episode of the Checkout. With the next episode of the Check-In with Tonya Schmitt.
Yeah.
So have a good weekend, Tyler, and have a good weekend, everyone else.
Awesome.
And
cheers, everyone.
We'll be back. Cheers. This episode of the Friday Checkout is a production of RH Media Productions. Hosted by Brian Fish. Executive producer, Tyler Alexander. Marketing support provided by Sunny Tembler. Thanks for checking out with us. Be sure to follow the Check-In with Brian wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss our next episode coming next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Reliance Hospitality Global Incorporated or any of its affiliates, partners, or subsidiaries. All content is for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be interpreted as professional or legal advice.